The horrific incident involving Marc Márquez at the 2026 Jerez Grand Prix not only shook the track, but also sparked an unexpected reaction from Pedro Acosta that immediately captured the attention of the MotoGP public. In a statement that sounded sharp and full of meaning, Acosta seemed to reveal another side of the event, not just an ordinary crash, but a moment that could shift the competitive dynamics within the paddock. What exactly did Acosta say that left so many people surprised? Let's discuss. The 2026 Spanish MotoGP round at Circuito de Jerez Ángel Nieto delivered one of the most dramatic storylines of the season. Marc Márquez, who just a day earlier was celebrated as a hero after a spectacular sprint race victory, suddenly became the centre of attention following a devastating crash in the main race. In less than 24 hours, the narrative around Márquez completely shifted, from a strong title contender to a symbol of uncertainty and immense pressure in the 2026 season. During Saturday's sprint race, Márquez once again showed his class as a world champion. Riding for Ducati Lenovo team, the rider nicknamed the Baby Alien delivered an aggressive and intelligent performance, reading track conditions brilliantly and capitalising on the sudden weather change. Despite crashing at turn 13, Márquez made a crucial decision. He immediately entered the pits to switch to a bike set up with wet tyres. The strategy proved perfect as heavy rain began to fall, giving him a significant time advantage over rivals who reacted too late. That victory was not just about the result. It highlighted Márquez's extraordinary racing instincts. However, amid the euphoria, criticism emerged from Johann Zarco, who questioned the legitimacy of the manoeuvre. He argued that Márquez benefited from crashing close to the pit entry, allowing him to save time in an unusual way. Despite the controversy, race stewards chose not to issue a penalty, as the race had already entered a flag-to-flag phase where bike changes are permitted. Heading into Sunday's main race, expectations for Márquez were extremely high. Starting from pole position, he was heavily favoured to continue his dominance. However, reality told a different story. From the opening lap, Márquez appeared less comfortable than usual. He struggled to maintain his rhythm and was unable to create a gap from his competitors. The pressure intensified as he pushed to maximise speed through Jerez's technical sectors. The moment came on lap 2. While attacking a fast corner, the front of his bike suddenly lost traction. Within seconds, Márquez was violently thrown off, and his bike slammed into the gravel at high speed. The incident immediately ended his race. This crash became one of the most defining moments of his season, not only because of the lost points, but also due to the psychological impact that followed. Concerning statistics are now casting a serious shadow over Marc Márquez in the 2026 season. The DNF result in Jerez was not just an isolated incident, but an extension of a troubling trend throughout the year. He has now recorded 2 retirements, a worrying figure for a rider with championship ambitions. Moreover, Márquez has yet to secure a single podium finish, leaving him stuck in 5th place in the standings. A 44-point gap to the championship leader further emphasises the magnitude of the challenge he faces. Meanwhile, Marco Bezzecchi, who currently leads the standings with Aprilia Racing, has demonstrated far greater consistency. His 2nd-place finish in Jerez is proof of the steady performance he has maintained since the start of the season. This consistency has become the key differentiator in the title fight, where it is not only speed that matters, but also the ability to avoid mistakes and consistently collect points in every race. Amid growing speculation about lingering physical issues affecting his performance, Pedro Acosta's remarks about Marc Márquez have become a major talking point in the paddock. In his analysis, Acosta suggested that Márquez's current form does not reflect his true capacity as one of the most dominant riders of the modern era. He pointed to an unusual decline in both consistency and on-track aggression, 2 traits that have long defined Márquez's racing identity. According to Acosta, there are strong indications that Márquez may not have fully recovered from the serious injury he sustained last season, specifically during the Indonesian Grand Prix 2025 at Mandalika International Street Circuit. The incident occurred just 1 week after Márquez had secured the World Championship, making it a particularly ironic moment. his triumph immediately followed by a crash that forced him to end his season early and undergo intensive surgery. The impact of that injury is believed to extend beyond the physical, also affecting his confidence and race adaptation. Although Márquez has returned to competition, several observers, including Acosta, believe his physical condition has yet to fully stabilize. Acosta even stated bluntly that the level of performance Márquez is currently showing is not normal for a rider with his track record, experience, and champion mentality, raising serious questions about how far along his recovery truly is. While the elder Márquez struggles, Alex Márquez has emerged as the standout figure. The Gresini racing rider delivered a consistent performance from start to finish, recording a total race time of 40 minutes, 19.748 seconds. He controlled the race with maturity and capitalized on every opportunity. The victory felt even more symbolic as it came in front of the Spanish crowd, and at a moment when his brother crashed while trying to chase him down. The podium was completed by P2 Marco Bezzecchi and P3 Fabio Di Gianantonio, further underlining the growing competitiveness of Ducati's satellite teams. Despite a disappointing main race result, Ducati continues to show full support for Márquez. Under the leadership of Gigi Dall'Igna, the Italian manufacturer still places Márquez at the centre of its project. A new contract, reportedly worth around €15 million per year, reflects that trust, with Ducati convinced that Márquez still has the potential to return to dominance. On the other hand, Aprilia is not standing still. CEO Massimo Rivola described the race in Jerez as the clearest reflection of how tight and competitive this season has become. He highlighted how every team is being forced to adapt quickly, particularly in sprint races, which he described as crazy races due to unpredictable and rapidly changing weather conditions. According to Rivola, such situations truly test strategy, consistency, and the ability of riders and teams to make crucial decisions in a very short time. Amid these dynamics, Aprilia is growing increasingly confident in the performance of its RSGP bike. Rivola emphasized that the progress shown so far is a strong signal that they have a competitive package capable of fighting at the front, and potentially becoming a serious challenger to Ducati's dominance over the course of the long season. Under mounting pressure, Márquez remains fully committed to Ducati and has ruled out any return to Honda. This decision underscores a singular focus, adding more world titles with the Italian manufacturer. However, the road ahead will not be easy. Intensifying competition, lingering physical concerns, and inconsistent performances mean that Márquez must work harder than ever if he hopes to return to the top. The 2026 Spanish Grand Prix stands as a stark reminder of how ruthless the world of racing can be. In a matter of moments, a rider can fall from the peak of success to the lowest point. For Marc Márquez, Jerez is more than just another race. It is a critical turning point that could define the trajectory of his season. Can he bounce back and dominate once again? Share your thoughts below.